Well, let's go ahead and have that nasty little talk that a lot of people don't like to have, and I'm talking about a recession. Are we going to enter one? So instead of going out on the limb and just saying, "Hey, this is going to happen, that's going to happen," I figured we'd go with the Fed themselves, their own recession probability tool. That I don't know if everybody knows we got this, but it is out there. So we are going to look into this. We're going to find out if it's going to happen or not, or if we're going to have continued smooth sailing, if you were, moving forward. Now, I'm in the boat that I think the rates are going to absolutely start to tumble in terms of the Fed rates, and we're going to have a chance to do some interesting trading. But of course, for those watching XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you're wondering what's happening there. And we'll give an update on that as well. So all this and more is going to be on the table. So let's look. First things first, if you're not in the Stock Mode membership, I'm going to tell you this. We got 1 day left to use code LEARN. If you're not in there, code LEARN saves you 50% off that first month. It should be automatic, but do the earner tier. Should be automatic, like I said, but code LEARN will save you 50%. And the 4-step framework is available down there as a second link. This is on the house. There's no cost. This is my hour-long webinar. Don't worry about the computer. That's mine. And boom, the last things last here. I do have the candle workshop down here. I'm going to be doing this tomorrow on Sunday. If you guys have not signed up for this, code MONEY will save you 20 bucks. Now, I'm going to go into the big one. So this is the Fed tool. And as you guys can see here, this is up to date now, August 2026, 12 months ahead. 28.8% chance of a recession. Less than 28% chance. So 28 years out of 100, we would have a recession in the next 12 months. Do I believe it's going to happen? I don't know. I read a lot of data. I'm going to give you my opinion on all these things and how I'm trying to make money off of the rate changes from the Fed. Now, are we going to have a recession? That I don't know. If we do, the market's going to drop 10 to 20%, the stock market. If we don't, which the United States economy has been chugging along like a champ. You can see these gray lines are the recession lines. Every time we have a recession, they throw out a stimulus check. I will say this. I am in the side that I believe we're going to have a stimulus check in 2026. You heard it here first. I don't think it's if. I think it's when. I think next summer you're going to have a stimulus check. They're going to put one out there before the voting, of course. And when that check comes out, be it a tariff rebate check, be it a stimulus check because we're in recession, any of those things, just remember, you heard it here first, all right? So once that happens, the price of crypto is going to go through the roof. Every time we had a stimulus check back in 2020, every time they distributed it, it went through the roof. The price of cryptos exploded higher. People get money, they buy crypto, they want to turn a little into a lot. Crypto's their vehicle. And so those who are in, after it pops, they can get out and take a lot of profit. It's a wild ride, but we're going to be on the right side of that coin. That's why you're going to hit the subscribe button down below, and you're going to hit the like button because you like the information. So now you know what's going on here, what the percentage is. Look, this had over 70-something% chance of a recession in 12 months. We didn't go in one. In other words, we avoided this recession for a while, but now we're at 28%. So my thought, and I thought I would go over this a little bit, give you guys a little update of what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking here in terms of my crypto, my overall portfolio, how I'm investing over $2 million. I see the Fed rate cuts coming fast. And I told you guys this a long time ago that I expect at least 3. And I had people say, there's no way, Mo. And that's when it was saying 1. Then it went to 2, and they're like, well, maybe, Mo. Then I told everybody I might go to 4. And they're like, what? We might not even get 3. And we go here, and now they're pricing in a possible 4. I don't know. But I can tell you this. I do think we're going to have at least 2. And I think 3 is almost standard at this point. The job weakness is bad. The Fed has to act quickly. A 25 basis point cut does hardly anything to move the arrow. So, move forward, go all the way out to the end of December next year, and you are seeing that they're pricing in 6 rate cuts now. That's the probability is that we're going to see 6 rate cuts. Why? Well, jobs are getting weak, And if they go into a recession with inflation increasing, the Fed is going to be put into a very, very dark, dark place because they are going to have to try to fight inflation, which is what? They need to raise rates. And they got to fight unemployment going through the roof, which is they got to cut rates. Oh, which one do they do? If they go and they try to save the jobs and they cut rates, inflation could go through the roof. They throw a stimulus check in there, inflation goes even hotter. And it makes sense to do a stimulus check to get the economy roaring, to keep the jobs up so people are working. We know that's more important, in my opinion, than the inflation. Now, I know inflation bites. I know inflation's bad. But having the U.S. workers working is the main goal in my mind. And I think that is what I am seeing from the Fed. I am seeing this. When inflation was a little bit hot still, starting to go up, they didn't say, hey, we're going to start raising rates or anything. Just held it. And then we had that, what was it, 0.9% month over month. Horrible reading. And they didn't panic or anything. But as soon as the jobs have one little hiccup, and it's a big hiccup, man, we're talking rate cuts across the board, everything. So it's kind of told me what they're expecting and what they're willing to do and where they're fighting. So what did I do? I loaded up on TLT. I loaded up on RKT. That is Rocket Mortgage. Why? Because as rates drop, we got long dated treasuries, which you guys know I'm in those. They start to benefit, and they're already making me a lot of money. And then RKT is a higher risk play. That's Rocket Mortgage. I believe as rates come down, we're going to see mortgage rates come down, and then you're going to see refinances go through the roof. And you know who's going to be sitting there making money off of it? Rocket. I got a mortgage through them. It was an easy process. No, I'm not sponsored by them, man. It was just a very simple, and I could see that being a big thing moving forward for them. And so I bought like $200,000. It's a double position. I might actually do a triple position on Rocket. I don't know. I am letting you know, though, I did 5 to 6 times position on TLT, and that's long term. I'm not selling TLT. That is long term, and my goal is to make 25 to 30% on that by the end of 2026. I'm just telling everybody up front. So you'll see those gains or losses by the time we get to that. And that's the beauty of that. So the other thing a lot of people are wondering, hey, Mo, what's happening out there in the world of the crypto? Well, the crypto, after all this stuff, and they're still pricing in what's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and start with XRP. So I'm going to pull up XRP, crypto, boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Yeah, so I have it on the 5-minute, but I don't want the 5-minute. I want it on the daily candle. And I like to watch this when I'm sitting down, relaxing after work, and that's what I do for fun. I try to predict where the chart's going to go based on 1 minute, 5-minute, 2-minute, and I'm always practicing for my live stream trading, which we crushed it. We're undefeated this week. Didn't have a losing trade at all. Not even one single losing trade when it came to the day trading. Just absolutely destroyed it, which is awesome. So right now, as you can see with XRP, we are underneath the 50 EMA, underneath the 13 EMA, teasing the 5 EMA, and we need to at least confirm above that. We'll have to push up today, have a confirmation tomorrow, and hopefully get above that 13 EMA, which is at $2.86. Our price right now is at, what are we at? We're roughly 281. So we'd need to go above, get above that 281 would be all right. Get above 286 would be even better. Break the 50 EMA, we're even better yet. For those asking me, what do you think is going to happen? I'm going to be blunt. I actually think we're going down a little bit more. And I'm long XRP right now, and I told you where I think we're going to go. I think we're going to hit 258. So I'm going to keep telling you this, and I hope I'm wrong. Because if we confirm above the 50, I'm buying there. If we hit down here at 258, I'm buying there. So I'm willing to buy higher, and I'm willing to buy lower. But I don't like buying here. Because when you're in a bearish move, you're underneath the 50, you're underneath the 13. I like to buy down below. Now, I did buy a little bit, but not a lot. A lot's right here. This is a lot for me. This is where I start loading the boat. So I'm letting everybody know that. And then when it comes to Ethereum, which I did buy a couple times this week. Why, Mo? Look at this. Look at this. Just holding up strong. Right at that support. The support's strong at 4,300. If it fails at 4,300, and I already told you what I think is going to happen here, I thought we were going down to 40.70. I've been saying this for a while. And you can see my little line here, the yellow one. Now the 50 is coming up to it. I actually think we're going to dip right down. It's going to be one big candle like this right here. And we're going to go down and hit it. Then we're going to hit that 40.70, and it's going to act like a trampoline up. And so I do want everybody to know that's my buy zone. And I got a lot of money ready to do that. So if we get down there during the open of the market, that's where I start adding on aggressively. Now, not all in, but aggressively. And last but not least, Bitcoin. Let's take a look at this. This continues to be just like XRP, bearish. Got up and hit the 50 EMA yesterday. Down we came. Now we're riding that 5 EMA again. And I'm watching to see if we go back down to 108. If we finish under 108 and confirm, folks, that's where it gets nasty. And we go down to 105 and then 102. Drops of about 3,000 a pop. And that is what I'm watching for. Still bearish on this. I own none. Had people tell me I should have held on at 116 and 120. And of course, now we're down at what, 110? Obviously, the call was correct. I don't hear them chirping anymore. No chirp, chirp, chirp. What I hear is my bank account just swelling because that's what we're here to do. We want to make the right calls. We want to buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high again, which I did. And then I'm waiting to buy low again. And I am DCAing in when it comes to that Ethereum. That's it, man. When they're out there, when everybody's panicking, we're not panicking here. We're going up to the buffet and we're eating. And that's what it's about. So I'm going to continue to teach everybody on this channel. I'm going to show you the moves I'm doing. And we're going to let the results speak for themselves. My system is absolute fire. The bread recipe is absolutely baking loaves of profits for me. And then we're going to see where it goes after this. Now, if you're not a part of the Discord, get in there. First link down below. You got 1 day left. Code LEARN. It should be automatic, but code LEARN will save you 50% off that first month. Do it now because this is it. Give yourself a gift. Thousands of members. You can see everything. And you want to get into the 4-step framework. This is beautiful because there's no cost to this. This is my 1-hour webinar teaching you the process, the 4-step framework for successful technical analysis. And then last but not least, I am doing my last live session for a while. And so if you ever wanted to see me teach you in a small group setting, this is your chance. Code money, the candle for beginners. I go over the candles. This is something else. If you want to learn technicals, it's a good first step. Get in there today. All right, folks, that's the update for today. I appreciate you stopping by. I will see you in the Discord.